चलो ठीक है।
Dear students, once again I am back with the explanation of the remaining lines of the poem Rabbi ben Ezra. Only 4 stanzas are left, so I would try to cover these stanzas quickly. So I take directly lines here. What thou the earlier groups which ran the laughing loves around thy base no longer pause and press. What thou about thy rim skull things in order grim, grow out in graver mood, obey the sterner stress. So poet here very beautifully employs that same metaphor of the potter and pitcher, or you may take similar example an artist and art. So just when you take a glance of picture or you take glance of a picture in the base part, that means in the lower part of the picture or in the lower part of the picture, the kind of concept that is emerging, it is related with love, it is related with merriment, it is related with joy and happiness of the time of youth. So here as this in the second line, the word love is used. It suggests Cupid, and Cupid is the god of love. So poet suggests that the kind of carvings and the kind of picture that is present there in the base of the picture, it suggests the time of youth where only happiness, joy and no care and tension we have in our life. On the contrary, if you just take a glance of the picture, the design, upper part of the picture, the design is very complicated and it seems that different kind of instrument, very brutal, very sharp instruments are used in making the design of the upper part of the picture or upper side of the any picture. So that upper side is here compared with the old age. So again in this stanza, poet gives us a kind of lesson, a kind of teaching that in all the above stanzas of this particular poem, Rabbi has described how to take old age. That means don't get tense with these outer descriptions of the pictures. That old age, that means the wrinkled skin. Old age, that means physically you are going to be weak or you are going to lack your vigor, enthusiasm and energy, and you will be dependent on others, and what will be yours, death will be followed by old age, right? So if you have understanding of the carvings of God, as in the whole poem poet has suggested, you won't get confused and you won't have any complaint and any pain inside you that now I'm in the upper part of the picture. So again the idea is repeated, but the example is a bit different. In the next stanza, poet says that look not thou down up but up, to usage of a cup, the festal board, lamps flash and trumpets peal, the new wine's foaming flow, the master's lips aglow, thou heaven's consummate cup, what needest thou with earth's will? So again, idea is repeated, but example is very catchy. So poet says that as a human being, our duty is not to look down, but to look upward. So I always give example of the leaping flames, and if you take the movement or the direction of the flame, it is upward, not downward. So in reality there is no such thing that is upward and downward. What happens? By mind we go up and by mind we go down. So poet appeals to the human beings through this character Rabbi ben Ezra that always be elevated by your thought and mind, so that you can realize sublimity is within you, this sublime is existing within you. And to make this concept more clear, the kind of example that he has given, that imagine yourself into the heaven and there is a table, and on the table feast is ready, and nobody else is the master of this table but God himself. And our soul can be taken like the example of that cup, that perfect cup in which through which God is going to drink the water, right? So meaning to say that the day you will be of this kind that you can be part and parcel of the feast of the heaven, that means you are perfect. But for this perfection, always you have to go into this upward movement of the life. And let me tell you that this upward movement is not only looking up into the sky or looking down on the earth. Rather, when you are a good human being, when you can have when you can practice well your human religion, that is what called human dharma, only then your movements can be upward. So master slip aglow, the heavens consummate cup, what needest thou with earth's will? So to be part of that feast, to be cup of that table, you have to be you have to pass the examination of the will of this earth, and will of this earth is nothing else but time. So you are caged in the complicated game of this time, and one after another, when you will pass the complicated games of this time, you can be part of that heavenly feast. Next stanza. But I need now as then the God who moldest men, and since not even while the world was worse did I do the will of life with shapes of colors rife, bound dizzily mistake my end to slake thy thirst. Here once again, like other stanzas, poet has done complete surrender in the feet of God, and he says that now and after this also, I just want to be shaped, and I just want to have perfection with thy hand, with yours hand, O my ultimate Father. And he says that no doubt the whirling movement of this time is giving to us sometimes worse experience, just as right now, COVID-19, that we are passing through the worst phase of this whirling movement of time. And generally we don't wish that this time should pass quickly when we are in our heyday. But right now everyone is having this wish that, oh God, quickly do this whirling of the time and let this time pass so that we can have our normal routine and life. So he says that this world is sometimes worst. Did I do the will of life with shapes of colors life? But who can brought all the colors to the human beings? Only you. So we are bound in the dizzy ruptures. Just as Wordsworth talks about the initial, the joys of the coarser joys, that means the joys of the boyhood. So Wordsworth writes it very well that in the boyhood, I have gone in the world of nature and I enjoyed nature, but it was dizzy ruptures. That means physical joys. So in the same way, so many dizzy ruptures we go through, and which are enough to make us blind. But who will open our eyes? Only you can open our eyes, my Father. So same idea is continued in the last stanza of this poem also. So take and use thy work, amend what flaws may lurk, what strain of the stuff, what wrappings past the aim. My times be in thy hand, perfect the cup as plant, let age approve of youth, and death complete the same. So here in the concluding lines, poet says that take and use thy work, I am on your disposal. In fact, either you declare that I am on your disposal or not, you are always on the disposal of God. Because He is our director, He is our master, and He regulates each and every function of us. So if you are Asur, you are meant to be Asur. So this is all Leela. This is all how God does Krida with us, and He made a beautiful perfect plan of this earth, and we human beings in the form of the Devas and Asuras created here, and He is just enjoying the games of Dharma and Adharma, right? So He says that whatever my flaws, you just correct it, and my times be in thy hand. From now I completely surrender my whole time in your devotion, because you can only bring this liberation. Perfect the cup as plant. So the concept of perfection about which Browning has referred time and again, nobody else has this power of making you a perfect cup. Only Almighty can do that. So He says that let age approve of youth and death complete the same. So unless and until you go through youth and old age and death and meet that life, you cannot have this perfect end of yours. So here, an optimistic poet, Robert Browning, in this poem Rabbi Ben Ezra, through character Rabbi Ben Ezra, he very beautifully delineates his whole philosophy, which is very optimistic and gives very special focus on the old age. Generally youth is glorified, but he equally or more than youth gives emphasis over old age, and ultimately life is to be measured as a whole, in totality, in organism, right? An organism cannot be realized unless your parts are going to be perfect. So this is about Rabbi Ben Ezra, and I hope there is no confusion. In fact, enough explanation is done. In case of any, you all are welcome. Thank you.